Mr. Adrian, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you all?
Good, good.
Yeah.
Because Jerry never let Chelsea do that yesterday.
Yeah, Chester.
Okay.
Yeah.
So today's financials include an appropriations transfer from the commissioners to the clerk of courts for reimbursement of funds deposited into the general fund, an appropriations transfer from the engineer's office from their transfers out to infrastructure and their road and bridge fund, and supplemental de-appropriations from the county home to reduce the available appropriations in their salary accounts due to a lack of sufficient financial resources. Encumbrances include a then and now encumbrance from the auditor's office to the GFOA for capital asset accounting manuals, an encumbrance increase from JFS to Ohio Guidestone to pay for the administration of the Summer Youth Employment Program, an encumbrance increase from JFS to Foundations for Living to pay for residential placement services, and an encumbrance increase from JFS to Signature Health to pay for residential placement services, an encumbrance from the Board of DD for the construction of a new gym entrance canopy, travel encumbrance from Emergency Services to attend the radiological emergency preparedness courses at the Ohio EMA in Columbus, travel encumbrance from JFS for a court-ordered visitation for a child in their custody to Orlando, Florida, encumbrance from maintenance to Garland DBS Incorporated for needed repairs to the safety center roof, and a travel encumbrance from Water Resources to the Ohio AWWA WEA 2018 Technical Conference and Expo in Columbus. Among the vouchers are $104,105 from the Commissioner's Office to Ravenwood Center for the county's third quarter 2018 share of the Youth Center operational costs, and $33,776.90 from the Commissioner's Office to Skoda Minotti for forensic accounting services for the Prosecutor's Office. And lastly, a revenue certification for JFS and their Workforce Investment Fund for increased federal grants for their summer youth employment programs.
Hey Adrian, is that the last bill for Skoda?
Probably not. That one only goes through the middle of March. So I would imagine that there might be, it's the special prosecutor that I think if we get another one, it's going to be relatively minimal. So, but the Skoda Minotti one, I would imagine there's probably going to be another one coming for that one since it's way back to March.
So are you like compiling a total list of all the dollars that is spent on this? Do we have a?
I don't have a total with me, an updated total with me right now, but
yeah,
it's relatively significant. So
yeah. I think it was what, 156, not including this one. Is that including this one?
I don't think that was including this one. So I'll update it and get it to you. So that was several weeks ago when I did that.
I wasn't sure if that included the encumbrance for this or. Yeah.
I'll double check and make sure.
Okay.
I'll send you guys a revised.
So I think we almost need to really kind of lay out a whole spreadsheet of what this actually. It's not just what was gone in the theft, but what the total number was.
Oh yeah, and this is getting very significant. You know, and you add in the manpower of employees just working on this and dealing with this. This is awful.
And I guess my only question with this is that, like, do we, I don't know. I guess I'll keep my comments to myself on this one. Okay, so do we have a motion for the financials?
Second.
Mr. Claypool?
Yep.
Mr. Meyer?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Aye.
Okay, then we have a series. We have items 2 through 5 are housekeeping steps we have to take related to the closure of the county home. Yeah, 2 through 5 are all related to the county home. If you had a chance to look at these, if you have any questions on them.
No question.
You want to do them separately together?
I think together is fine.
This is Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board acknowledge the acceptance by interim acting county home superintendent Jessica Bolt of the retirement resignations of Barb Warren and Cheryl Spencer to be effective August 3rd, 2018. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute resolution number 18-87 to abolish the county home superintendent position at the Geauga County Pleasant Hill Home to be effective August 4th, 2018. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and execute the statement of rationale for abolishment of the county home superintendent position to be effective August 4th, 2018. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board set the minimum monthly fee for the residents of the county home, Pleasant Hill Home to be $0 for the period July 1st, 2018 through August 4th, 2018.
So, second?
Mr. Claypool? Mr. Lyons?
Yes.
Mr. Spiller?
Aye.
Morning. How are
Good
you?
morning. Morning, how are you?
Good, how are you?
So we got another plat vacated here.
Same one.
I was just gonna say, is this the same one we've been going around?
It's the one back in
Oh, yeah.
So we get to
January.
Yeah.
January.
No dissenting parties here on this one?
Not this one, not this one. Next phase is still coming.
It is.
We're getting ready to do the next one.
Okay.
We get
I'm
to
still
go back.
thawing out from that.
I'm telling you what, it was cold that day.
This is just the north-south unnamed. Actual Dogie Road east-west is in the township hands right now.
So the county engineer's office is requesting the Board accept, approve, and execute the vacation plat for the public right-of-way upon a portion of an unnamed, unnumbered road located in Lot 5, Section 23, in the township of Parkman.
So, second?
Commissioner Claypool? Commissioner Ward?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yep,
Thank you.
You're all set there. Yep.
Where am I supposed to be sending this
If
to?
you want to throw your John
Planning.
back on this
For you.
real quick, and he could take it over. Hey, good morning.
Morning.
Okay, thank you.
Just this one.
Thank you.
Doesn't he want this?
I keep the take it.
The date just has to be put on it, that's all.
Get it later. Item 7 on the agenda is a kind of a formality. We're asking the commissioner just to accept and approve the construction plans for the extension of Clayton Trail. This is one of the Canyon Lakes projects that falls under a judgment entry from, I can't remember the year, but it falls under our 1977 subdivision regs still. Does not require the commissioner's signatures on the construction plans. It only requires the engineer's signature on the construction plans. But as a formality, we want to make sure we're kind of still following the same process that we do with our current subdivision regs. So in January, if you remember, we renamed a portion, we renamed Northview, a portion of Northview Road in Bainbridge to Clayton Trail. This is that extension. And I meant to send these out so that you would have them, but this is, we renamed in the middle where the loop is, we renamed this portion here to Northview to Clayton Trail. The section of the plans that Joe's reviewed and approved is with that little circle roundabout that's in there, that's still pink section. So that's just for the build plans of those to approve them. They have been built, approved, and in fact, the plans, construction plans, are to our current specs, not the 77 specs. So that was one thing we did change. It's just the who signs it, who has to approve it. You'll still be responsible to accept the plat once it's gone through planning commission. This is just the construction plans. And we'll provide all inspection services like we normally do.
Okay.
The county engineer's office is requesting the board accept and approve the construction plans for the extension of Clayton Trail for the public right-of-way improvements only. These improvements are included in the Canyon Ridge Cluster Home Site Improvement Project.
So, second?
Commissioner Claypool?
Yep.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Yes.
Item 8 is requesting the board approve and authorize Timothy Lennon, board member and CEO of the Ohio Public Works Commission, to execute the OPWC grant for the Bundysburg Road resurfacing project in the amount of $300,000.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Claypool?
Yep.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Mr. Blair?
Changing it up.
Yeah.
Item 9.
Gotta keep me on my
yeah.
toes.
Item 9, I think there's a typo in the agenda. I just
Okay.
noticed it. We're requesting.
Oh, 620.
It should have been 620, yes.
The estimate for the project was
is 650,
650,
yes.
so that's what I see here, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Nope. We're requesting the board award the bid to Ronick Paving for the asphalt resurfacing of Bundysburg Road, sections A through C, which is from Nash to Swine Creek in Parkman Township, in the amount of $620,000 to Ronick Paving, as they represented the lowest and best bid.
Second.
Commissioner Claypool? Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Yes. And it's 620 on the paperwork.
It's,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry, it's here, and then this is what.
Okay.
It's 620 for the cost, their cost, engineer's estimate was 650.
Okay, I
That's
see.
the difference.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yes,
Nick.
sir. And Department on Aging.
Oh, she's
not-
actually, she's walking up the
walking
drive,
through the
right, yeah, up the
Okay.
door.
Okay.
Walk up the door.
She said she was gonna be here like 9, 10, 15, so she's,
This is perfect, just-in-time directors.
yes.
You're on.
Don't sit down. There's one up here.
You can pass go.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm also gonna hand you this, Steve.
Hi. Morning. So number 10. Here we go.
Thomas.
We had to place an employee on paid administrative leave pending procedure.
Okay.
So the Department on Aging is requesting the board approve the placement of Thomas McGrew, transportation driver, unpaid administrative leave effective June 29, 2018 until further notice.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Claypool? Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Thank you. Morning, Roger.
Good morning, good morning.
Yeah. I can get that.
So annually, the department goes through our county emergency operation plan. And this year Austin did it, line by line, 700 pages. We went through. Every phone number was called, every name was checked, every address was verified. So what we did was put together a list of just the changes. There's no major changes, it was all just a little bit of demographics, a little bit of typo, a little bit of formatting stuff. But what I do need is for you guys to sign off on the title page, and then I sign off on the forward. So, but I do appreciate all of his work. I can't claim credit for this. This was over, so weeks of going through this, and then he does this also with all the school plans. So he,
Nice.
my personality, I have a very hard time sitting there for weeks
Yeah.
reading, and he does a great job. So I asked him to come see.
Yeah, good job. Thank you. Excellent. Good to see
I
you.
didn't get a
Young
phone
work
call.
ethic.
Is my name in there?
It is. It is.
Okay.
So you guys have to sign those pages and then we'll make it 2 rounds. Do you want to sign those too, and then that way I have a set and you can take a second.
We're gonna be flying with drone on the 4th of July parade.
Not over people. But everybody that took the class for my agency passed, and we all have our cards. We put together our operating procedures are being reviewed down at the prosecutor's office, and we're still doing a couple of training sites. It's been going well.
The Department of Emergency Services is requesting the board approve and execute the Geauga County Emergency Operations Plan promulgation statement and further authorize Director Roger Peterson to execute the Geauga County Emergency Operations Plan promulgation statement forward in 2018 revisions, which are National Incident Management NIMS compliant, and authorizing submission to the state of Ohio and all agencies.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Claypool?
Yep.
Mr. Rivera?
Yes.
Mr. Spudler?
Going up to the Oshkosh Fly-In and then in July. It's the world's largest gathering of
Are you going to that?
airplanes.
Nice.
I was gonna go to that too, yeah.
Yeah, going.
Where's it at?
It's
Wisconsin.
Oshkosh, Wisconsin. 30,000 people a day. If it flies, it'll be there. And so they have Part 107 training, drones and stuff there. You can take welding classes, you can learn how to build airplanes, home-built airplanes there.
Yeah.
Military airplanes there. It's all
People
this
do
stuff. It is really fun, but I haven't been there in years. I used to go every year.
That's awesome.
As an air traffic controller, I used to control airplanes there, which was a lot of fun. But, yeah, they have, I'm going to be really interested to see what kind of drone technology they have there, because they'll have all kinds. So I'll come back with a report for you.
I would appreciate that. Krista, do you want me to sign this real quick, or?
If you want to, yeah. Mr. Swenson.
Yeah, we can move session that week.
You want the green stickies? Oh, okay.
How are you, Craig? Good, yourself? Too bad.
You didn't sign your own lease.
Because it came from
That's what I mean, that's why I said if you could just sign it.
Are you going to witness me?
Sure. Can we do a witness? Yeah, we can do a witness. There's three. There's three. That's why there's multiples on the table. This one not working, it's like right.
Always be prepared.
See you, Roger. Take care now.
I have to be because Ralph sometimes too. Thank you. Thank you.
Great, right?
I think that's all it said.
So I'm here to see if you'll let me pay your rent.
It's the most bizarre thing I've ever read. The government works in weird ways. So moved.
Actually giving you back money.
Yeah, no, that's what, but it comes from the state. So the reason we have to do this contortion is
I know.
because,
State and federal and local.
yeah, it's just weird. Government weird. Anybody thinks government works is nuts.
Alrighty.
Got Jerry's
Wanna read
favorite
it, or-
word in there.
Appurtenances.
Yeah.
I've been practicing.
Okay.
Yeah. Say that 5 times fast.
No.
Do we
I'll
need
probably
to
trip when I get to that.
do we need to do both of these, or?
They're two separate
They're two
things.
very separate things, yeah.
The Department of Job and Family Services is requesting the board approve and authorize the president of the board to execute the lease agreement between the Geauga County Board of Commissioners and Job and Family Services in accordance with ORC 133.07C5 for the use of the Wellington H. Chapman Building, the parking lot facilities, and all necessary appurtenances thereto located at 12480 Ravenwood Drive in order to house the offices, facilities, and operations of Geauga County Job and Family Services for the term beginning July 1st, 2018, for a period of 3 years with the annual rent of $63,465 plus any interest expense incurred by the County of Geauga associated with the financing cost of debt secured for the purpose of the construction or renovation of the building facilities on the property.
Second?
Commissioner Claypool?
Yep.
Commissioner Lund?
Yes.
Commissioner Spudler?
Alright,
Thank you for the roof over our head.
Yeah.
thank you.
John thanking us for the parking.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I'm wearing my
keeping
cold
my
patch
mouth
here.
shut about that.
Should we buy you some cold patch? Yeah, for the winter.
Hot patch would work good this time of year, actually.
I don't think it would matter.
Nancy, how are you? Good to see you. One of my favorite.
How are you?
How are ya? Always get a smile. Oh, yeah.
Hopefully.
Very good. Okay.
So the next project, or the next thing that we're up here for is just a continuation, asking for continuing support for Nancy's program for the Family First Council. Obviously, the commissioners contribute a very kind portion of the funding that is associated with that organization and the work that Nancy and her team does. And so we're here every 6 months, asking for continued support for that. So you have the mutual funding agreement with you, so we're just again asking for that support.
Which we very much appreciate. You've all been great to keep contributing, and we really, I was figuring like 850, 875 families this last year. And so
Well,
we
that's
all were
quite a bit.
an integral part of that. We really
Hard work is important. But, I have confidence in that program. I've sat in the meetings a few times. Tim's our representative.
Right, and that's been great.
It is, people like you give me a lot of confidence. There's certain programs I just rail against because they're just nonsense. But this particular program, because of you and people like you sitting on that, I have confidence my money is being spent well. So
Thank you very much.
I have
Appreciate
no
that.
problem supporting this program.
And just so you know, Job and Family Services, we increased, by a little bit our portion to, just because the costs have gone up, so we increased our portion from, our funding towards the program this year, just because of all the issues that are going on in the county and things with kids and families. Just, we're not seeing, either on the JFS side, Family First side, we're not really seeing any relief when it comes to some of the issues that people are facing. So,
And the numbers of the people go up and the costs go up. So it's really great that Craig was able to put in some extra money so we could keep doing what we were doing. We didn't want to have to cut back on it.
yeah, that's one program I will never really want to have to cut back on.
Wish I could transfer the knock-knock dollars over to this program.
That would be great. Could you do that?
You work on that.
I'm gonna reach out, maybe Trump will help me. If we can, it's too bad we can't do that, Like, if we get this pile of money, we can
Just move it around.
yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yes, and Tim's, your involvement's been great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You're
Really?
very supportive.
Can you give me a report, outside of this public meeting, maybe he has to report out, so.
Well, he's been very involved, and it's very helpful.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Good guy.
The Department of Job and Family Services is requesting the board approve and execute the Geauga County Family First Council mutual funding agreement between the Geauga County Board of Commissioners, Geauga County Job and Family Services, Geauga County Board of Developmental Disabilities, and the Geauga County Board of Mental Health and Recovery Services for funding of the Geauga County Family First Council for the period July 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018. The agreement commits the Board of County Commissioners to providing a support payment of $42,484 from the general fund.
Second.
Commissioner Claypool? Yep. Commissioner Hunter?
Yes.
Commissioner Spry?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much,
Yep,
all of you.
appreciate it. Now,
Thank you.
so
Hey Craig, real quick, so Sarah from your office.
She's gonna come next week.
Next week, okay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah Schiniger?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, we'll
Yes.
just wait till next
She
week.
had another engagement today, so we looked at the schedule and she's gonna come next Tuesday.
Yes, she's coming to talk about helping learn days.
Right,
Yes.
yeah, and I think this is a good, this has been around for a long time, I know, but,
Yeah.
I'd like to try and get the word out to, obviously, the public and, other employees in the county to help support that, because I think that's an easy one to do, and it's got a lot of positive impact,
What's the date on that again?
It's,
August 10th.
yeah, it's in the beginning of
So it's a
August.
1 month, she'll be here next Tuesday, which is exactly 1 month prior to the event.
Oh, good, okay, so we can get
Any
those.
donations and that kind of stuff you'd like?
Well, we're getting donations to school supplies, we're getting the haircuts again, which I know Skip participated in last year.
Yeah.
Getting people, a couple of hairs cut. So we've been in the process of receiving those donations, so families that are eligible can, get these school supplies. So we're trying to get them some relief, keeping some dollars in their pockets, so.
Well, whatever we
working
can
on
do
that.
to help promote that and get the word out, I think that's where we can help and pitch in and, try and support that thing and make that a big successful day.
Yeah,
So-
and the newspapers have come out in the past and come and taken pictures and sort of seen, but it's a really happy day.
It seems like a
at
little
JFS.
thing, I mean, it's a little thing for us to, you know, as residents of the county to do, but it's a big return, it's a big impact, you know,
Yeah,
back.
the one thing that we're
Yeah.
actually looking into, I don't know if we're actually gonna be able to secure it this year, is getting some potential dental cleanings donated for, you know, kids and families. There's a, from what I've heard, there's someone that goes around and does cleanings like in a
Van or
a van or
Yeah,
something. And
yeah,
so,
yeah.
so we're looking to see if we can add that this year, just for some kids that, I mean,
Yeah.
dental insurance is not always provided.
You
so.
know, I don't know if this would be of interest to you, and I can talk offline, but the Rotary from Chesterland has a bookmobile. And so then they load it up with books and they go around and they hand out books to kids and that kind of stuff. So I don't know if there'd be an interest in having it there.
Yeah. Any information, just if it can't be done this year, at least for next year or for other programs, we're all for just receiving information, and there's no one better than Sarah at building those bridges and connections. I mean, she is just a superstar when it comes
Good.
to that.
All
so.
right, well, we'll catch up with her next week.
Yeah, and if you want me to come, I'm happy to come.
Yeah,
too, so. All
good,
right, thanks,
thank you.
guys.
Happy 4th.
Thanks, you too.
Yep. Thanks, Nancy.
That Laura doesn't
Thank you.
realize that Jerry
Thanks,
is not
Nancy.
here
Ah,
today.
Yeah,
They're just change orders, so I don't know if you want to,
Yeah, this is
move
simple
forward
enough.
with
Yeah.
them. Okay.
I'll see you back there.
Is the Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve and execute change order number 1, decreasing the contract with SET Incorporated for the Bainbridge Sanitary Trunk Main Realignment Project in the amount of $8,526.
Second?
Commissioner Clickwell?
Yes.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier? And then the next one is the Department of Water Resources is requesting the board approve and execute contract maintenance form number 1, increasing the contract with Romano Lining or Contracting Incorporated for additional concrete repairs at various locations in the amount of $15,000. So this is probably one of their regular service contracts that they're just doing an increase because they need to use it.
Yep. So,
Second?
Commissioner Claypool?
yep.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Okey-doke. So, Commissioner, we'll just read them.
Yeah. Now that we have them back. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board acknowledge Resolution 18-001 of the County Home Superintendent to abolish positions of the county home and lay off staff. The Geauga County Pleasant Hill Home Statement of Rationale for Job Abolishments, Layoffs, Layoff, Recall, and Retention Point List executed by Interim Acting County Home Superintendent Jessica Bolt. The Commissioner's Office is requesting the Board approve and authorize the County Administrator to acknowledge the notice of abolishment and layoff receipts from the employees at the County Pleasant Hill Home pursuant to ORC 305.30.
So,
Second?
Commissioner Clickwell?
Yep.
Commissioner Lennon?
Yes.
Commissioner Spillier?
Yes.
You know, so you're just acknowledging that Jessica did those portions.
Okay.
And you're authorizing Dave to then acknowledge once those receipts are, the notices are delivered to the employees, then Dave will acknowledge.
acknowledge that we received back,
Okay.
they've signed off and say we've received the notice.
But you have to give authorizing to do that because it's not included in the resolution.
Okay, so tomorrow will be the 4th of July. County offices will be closed other than 24-hour operations. Then Monday, the 9th, we have Board of Revisions. Auditor's office on Tuesday, Planning Commission, 7:30 over across the street there, Building 1. And then we'll be back here at 9:30 next week. Other than that, I don't have anything else. Anybody else? So motion to adjourn.
move to adjourn.